Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the Tory Show. Hope you guys are doing well, having a wonderful day on this 3rd December 2024. Today we're doing a special, we're doing a double review of movie. We're doing Creep 1 and 2. Now, Creep is a movie that I watched when I was at work. I was working, my boss wasn't there, so we watched movies. And I had to watch Creep. Now, Creep at first wasn't a movie that I really paid attention to. The pacing was weird. The movie was weird. Oh, so look how cold it is. Canadian is bitch. So Creep. The problem with Creep, and again, we started with a problem. But it's a really good movie, Creep 1 and 2. So the problem with Creep is it's kind of filmed a POV version. So there's so many movies that have been doing that. There's so many that have been following the same recipe for POV. That when you see it, it's like, oh, it became so used that it kind of became like a not necessarily cringe, but cliche. Cliche is a good word. Creep was that. But then I kept on seeing people refer to the movie, and I was like, what they refer to the movie is not great. Then I rewatched it, and I realized why I didn't like it. It's quite easy. It is quite fucking easy. The movie that I watched wasn't Creep. It was Creep 2. So I just watched the first one and the second one, and I gotta say, phenomenal. So Creep 1 is it's a beautiful film. So the first Creep is the guy, he hires a filmographer, right? He wants to document his life. And at first, like, why does he want to do that? But then you see the character, which is a killer. I don't remember your name, I'm sorry, dude, but I like you. And you kind of see that he's a bit weird, right? And he kind of documents his life, and he's really, really, really weird. And the movie in itself is, I wouldn't say is an amazing movie. I wouldn't say narratively captivating, but it's actually quite smart. I think it's smarter than good. Now I know what you're saying. How can it be smarter than good? Well, the way it's presented, the idea, the concept behind it is better than execution, right? So the concept behind it is you have two main characters. In the first movie, the dude makes a movie. In the second movie, the girl vlogs him, right? Now, technically, you think. So technically speaking, in the first movie, you're seeing the movie through the lens of the guy. So it's very easy to think about yourself as the guy behind the camera. Michael Green, kid behind the camera, a little YouTube reference, you're welcome. In the second movie, there's the girl who's vlogging, and she's doing confessional, very, very Malcolm in the Middle, very cool. Confessional, right? Like, okay, well, I'm talking to her. So, although I'm not her, because you see her more than you saw the guy, you kind of realize, like, okay, I'm on her side, right? But then you realize after watching the two movies that the main character was never the videographer. The main character, right, was the killer. Now, why is Creep so cool? Why is Creep such an amazing movie? I'll be honest, as a solo piece, Creep 1 sucks. As a solo piece, Creep 2 sucks. The two together, they're fucking brilliant. They are fucking brilliant. So, why is that? Is because you gotta build the characters. You gotta realize that the main guy is a bad guy. But why is it so important is you knew from the beginning. You knew that you were making a movie about this guy that was weird. In the first movie, he kind of hired you to film him. In the second movie, that you were kind of looking for it. So in the first movie, once again, it's actually really, really nice. So the first movie is kind of the genesis of the killer, right? So what's kind of nice is because in the genesis, the guy is trying to look for what to do, right? So you have this this person, right? And so again, it's the two of them. You have an evolution. You have the guy who is a newly killer, right? And then in the second one, you have a main killer, and he's a serial killer now. And of course, I'm watching Dexter, so it doesn't influence me right now. But in the first movie, so you have this guy, and then you realize that the whole movie, you kind of see the killer as this kind of weird guy, of course, weird guy, kind of this creepy guy, but he realized that he's dealing with his own demon, right? And he's keeping them at bay, and he's dealing with his own demon, but it's like, yo, this is not how you act. Now, what happened is, he kind of becomes friend with the main character, which is us behind the camera, right? And us behind the camera, he's like, yo, I trust you, you're my friend, right? But then us behind the camera, and it's kind of cool because Creep is that. It is a almost, I wouldn't say it's so much a critique on social interaction, but what do you do when you have a creepy friend? What do you do when you have a crazy friend? Do you tell them? Do you stay friend with them? Do you avoid them? And this is, they're really exploring the multiple, the multiple possibilities. So in the first one, right, which is, I'm going to talk about the first one and talk about the second one. We're going to do it in the laws of the art. It's kind of funny because in the first one, you're like, okay, I don't want to be your friend because you're creepy. I'm afraid of you because you're too intense, right? But then the killer, he just wants to be friend with you, right? He just want to be friend with you because you understand him. The reality is you don't understand him. It's just the first person that he told how he's feeling, right? And the problem with the first character is there's literally like, you see the guy is trying to escape. The problem with the first movie, in my mind, is the only reason, the only time where the main character feels like a character, when the guy who films feels like a character, is when he's trying to get away. So you're in a position where you put all the focus on the killer in the first part of the movie. The second part, we had this guy and we just met him and he's trying to escape, right? Now we know the situation, we know why, but we don't know that guy. So it feels weird. It's like saying like, oh, guess what? You've been eating in this restaurant for years and years and years and years and years and you like it, right? Here's a chef. And at first you're like, holy shit, that's a chef. That's so cool. Then you realize that every time that you go there, the chef comes and he talks to you and you're like, well, I know you cook, I know you're part of the story, but I came here to eat, not to talk, you know? So in the first one is actually quite nice, because the first one, you realize that the first Creep is about a serial, the two movies are about serial killer, which it's a bad guy we're talking about, the Creep in itself. And in the first movie, he doesn't want to kill, right? So we have the genesis, why it happened. So the reality was he saw on his computer his wife watching animal porn, I guess. Beast porn, I don't know how you call it. But he saw her watching that, right? So what happened was, to make her happy, he was like, you know what, I'm going to wear this mask, as an animals, and I'm going to fuck her, right? And then she's really enjoying it. And then every time that he would fuck her without the mask, she wouldn't enjoy it as much. Like, okay, well, fuck it. But then he decided to kill her because he was disgusted by her. And then the first movie is that. It's like, oh, I killed somebody. I feel so bad. Then he becomes his friend. And then you realize that the reason that he killed his wife is because he felt betrayed by her. And the reason why he killed the first guy is because he felt betrayed by him. So the first guy was hired to film him. And it's kind of cool because at first he's talking about the story, then he's really going into the details. This is how I kill her. This is why I killed her. And like, holy shit, this guy's legit a killer. And it's kind of cool because and that's my favorite part about The Creep. This is why the movie is such a smart piece of content. The reason why the movie is such a smart piece of content is simply because at first the guy is so weird, it's so creepy, right? That when he tells you, I killed somebody, you think he's joking, you don't think he's for real. You're like, bro, you're crazy, dude. You're crazy. But no, you actually killed somebody. And you knew, you just didn't believe it. Because you didn't believe it, you're in the wolf den. So then the first guy he starts to run away. And there's also this almost erotic aspect to the film where you feel that he kind of cares a lot about the film. He cares about the main character. Is like, yo, I need you. You're hurting me. That person that hurt me, like, that's my wife and I killed her. I'm gonna kill you, right? And that's when he's in danger. Now, in the first movie, once again, he's trying to resist that. The second movie, to me, is better, but the second movie is better than the first one, but only instead of the first one. So the second movie is better because it is more complex. It is better realized. The story is more gripping. The main character is better. The filmer is better. But it's also good because you saw those characters and you saw them grow up. You saw them, how it happened. So, for example, I'm going to take a very popular example. And we're going to take the example of young Sheldon. right? So Young Sheldon, which is an amazing show that I strongly recommend, right, is based on the Big Bang Theory, right? The Big Bang Theory, the most popular character was Sheldon. Young Sheldon is kid of the Sheldon, the most popular character. So there's a lot of events that happened that Sheldon, adult Sheldon in Big Bang Theory mentioned. The death of his father, how his brother left, how his brother was working, how his sister was mean to him, right? Then it happened in the movie. It happened in the movie, but you saw the movie, you saw in Young Sheldon, you saw why it happened. You saw, okay, we knew it didn't happen. We knew that that's gonna die. We didn't know how. Now we know, right? We know how the rest of the family felt. We saw George, the brother of Sheldon, as this bad guy because he left the family when their father died. No, he left to work, and you see him how much he felt guilty and how much he wanted to protect the family and how much he felt the pressure to protect the family. And you realize that he had his own kid way too young. So now he had his kid way too young, and then his father died. So he didn't have the hope. He was like, I have to raise my own kid, but I have to protect my family. I have to provide for my family. I don't know what to do. And that's why he was so away. It wasn't away because he couldn't deal. It was a way taking care of two families at once. Right? You realize that Missy, which is the sister of Sheldon, was always mean to Sheldon because Sheldon was a favorite. Sheldon was the golden goose. They were twins. And Missy was always, look at your brother, look at your brother, look at your brother. So you realize that Missy was actually not mean to Sheldon. She was just jealous. She was a victim. She was a victim of the treatment that Sheldon received. Now, in the first movie, we saw the killer being a baby Sheldon. And you know he's a killer, but you now know why. And the second one, he's not a killer. And the best part about it is, the beginning is so amazing. So the beginning is a YouTuber, and I fucking love the beginning of the movie. The beginning of the movie is amazing. It's so fucking great. Honestly, Creep 2, I'll be honest, I haven't seen a good movie like that in possibly 2 months, 3 months. And you know what? I'm sorry, Jordan Peterson. No, not Jordan. Jordan Peele. What the fuck am I saying Jordan Peterson for? He's a shrink. Jordan Peele, I'm sorry, bro. I love you. I love Nope, right? I love Get Out. Before Creep 2, I watched the movie Us. And I gotta say, Creep 2 is way better. So in Creep 2, you have this YouTuber, and she has this vlog, and she talks to weird people. And then she's like, I want to discover why they're weird. And when you look at YouTube nowadays, there are people that do that. Oh, I'm talking about today with a functioning heroin addict. Oh, today I'm talking with somebody that has high-functioning autism. Today I'm talking with somebody that has a sickness, right? We have this now. But they're showing a very old YouTube where possibly that wasn't the content there was. And the funny thing is, the way that the thing starts is, she entered an ad looking for weird people. So her channel is about weird people, and then she saw weird people, and she complained that the last video that she did had 9 views, which is a motivation to her to getting the creep. So when the creep is acting like her, and the nicest moment in the movie is, you saw the same man in the movie, you know he's the killer, you know he is the killer, but she doesn't know. So when they scream at the TV, he's a killer, get out of there, right? But you can't, because it's a fucking movie. And the best thing about it is, it's very Tusk-ish. So Tusk is a movie about a guy, you know the story, I told you the review multiple times. But Tusk, long story short, he's a podcast, and he's making fun of people, and then he makes fun of somebody that's too crazy, and because he makes fun of them, he always wants to push the envelope. He found somebody that's crazy than shit, and then because he found somebody that's crazy than shit, then he's victim of a crazy person. Creep 2 is the same thing, but Creep 2 is more realistic. So you saw that he's a killer, right? And he's so fucking weird. He tells her to get undressed because he said, I'm wondering what you look like naked, and I want to treat you for the person that you are, not what you look like. So I'm going to see you naked. Because I'm going to see you naked, then we don't have to worry about seeing each other naked. Long story short, that's what it is. It's weird, but it's a creep. And so she does it. And the whole movie, it's kind of cool because she constantly says that. And in this movie, which is really nice, this evolution is, the guy tells, from the beginning, he tells her, I'm a killer. I'm a very prolific serial killer. And she kind of believes him, but she thinks that he's exaggerating. She's like, okay, well, this guy is probably violent, but I don't think he's a killer. Now, I think at the middle of the movie, she doesn't realize that he is a killer, right? And then the movie is actually fucking phenomenal. The creep, he tells, I actually killed 39 people. We're filming a movie. I want this movie to be about the killer getting killed. So you're gonna have to kill me. And then the girl, she tells him, you cannot ask me to do that. I don't want to do it. And then the guy said, either you kill me, right, or I kill you. And the Creep 2 is about survival. See, Creep 2, the reason why it's so good, because of the main character, because of the YouTuber that's filming the killer, right? The killer is an amazing character. He's a well-developed character. But in the second movie, the one that's filming, the camera person, is also kind of person you care about. So I care about her, I care about him, who's gonna win. I don't care who wins, I care about the two of them. I don't want them to be in a problem, right? And it's about this girl who also is discovering herself. To what length am I willing to go to get this story? To what length am I willing to go to get my video, right? And that is why he likes her. He likes her because he's like, you're willing to go all the way to get your video. And he's right. And it's a oops. Shit, la merde. I don't have enough space. I don't have enough space, but I have 46 gigs. Go figure. Sorry about this. But anyway, the video is pretty much finished. So it's a really good movie. It's a really good movie because you got a killer and you're like, okay, well, how's he gonna kill her? And is she gonna be able to make it? So see, in the first movie, the problem with the first movie is you don't really care if the guy dies because you don't know him, and you kind of prefer the bad guy. But what if the good guy was more entertaining, was more of a character worthy of surviving? And then the second movie makes you ask a couple questions. She basically went to him. She was looking for her story. She got a story. She got what she wanted. She got what she came for, right? Now, the fact that she got what she came for and it was a bit too much for her, that's on her. That's her problem. But ultimately speaking, she actually went in and said, I want to watch this. I want to listen. I want to live it. And I'm going to do whatever I need to do to live the full experience, right? Which is a bit her fault. Which, again, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but it is. But then she doesn't mean that she's supposed to die, right? And that's it. So the two Creep movie is amazing, really good, really suggest them. Go watch them out. We got 9%, we're gonna have to go. Love you guys, peace.